In minutes, the ice resurfacer can smooth things over. But it wasn't always so easy. Before it was invented in 1949, it took several workers over an hour to resurface an ice rink, using scrapers, squeegees and hoses. The ice resurfacer is in a league of its own, scraping, cleaning and flooding the ice in just a few turns around the rink. To make an ice resurfacer, steel pieces are welded together to make the main frame. The frame has to be very strong because it will support everything from the engine to the water tank. Sparks fly as they grind smooth the areas where parts will be mounted. The sparks are actually steel fragments being sanded off. Next, support braces with holes in them are welded to the centre of the water tank. These are called baffles, and the holes will allow water to flow into both ends of the tank. Now, a piece of spiralling steel, called auger flighting, is slid onto one end of a pipe. And a piece that twists in the opposite direction is slipped on the other end. A U-shaped paddle is welded to the pipe between the two steel spirals. The flightings will feed ice shavings to the paddle, and it will then toss them to a bin mounted above a water tank. Next, the flighting is clamped to a hydraulic cylinder. A worker turns a lever and hydraulic energy pulls the clamp, drawing the auger flighting snugly to the pipe. As the clamp holds the flighting in position, he welds it to the pipe. Now they're sealed together. Next, another worker places a long steel blade on a magnetic table. A grinding machine moves over it, sharpening the edge. Because the grinding generates heat, the machine also floods the blade with water. This cools it down, so the steel stays hard. Now a crane lowers an engine onto the frame. The rear drive shaft is slid into place and bolted down with a pneumatic wrench. The tyres for an ice resurfacer will need some serious traction. Each tyre gets 92 of these metal studs. The studs are dropped into a revolving feeder. They funnel down a tube to the stud gun, ensuring that it never runs out of ammunition. Next, a crane transfers the water tank to the centre of the frame. The snow bin, which will hold the scraped ice, is next. It's placed on pivot points at the front. Then workers slide the blade into place. They bolt it tightly, working from the centre outward. The workers are shielded from the very sharp blade by a plastic sleeve that sheathes the edge. When the blade is secured, the plastic is removed. Now it's time to give the ice resurfacer a test run. The steel flightings twist towards the paddle at the centre, as they should. Here's a close-up of that razor-sharp blade that will shave the ice. A rectangular scraper slides over the flightings, preventing snow from building up and clogging the system. This ice resurfacer is now ready for the limelight. Now that's what I call cool.
Slow up, no I don't take wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.